So I was the one who said, hey, call me.
Right.
Call me.
Ah. Welcome to the New Foundation Christian Ministries B1 Marriage Ministry video podcast. I am your host, Donald McFarlane, Senior Pastor of the New Foundation Christian Ministry, and my co-host is...
I am Natalie Irving Mattox, his co-host.
Very well. So, Nats, we are up for exciting times.
Yes, Bishop.
Actually, our last episode, I've gotten some raving reports.
Very raving. Very
even
raving.
as we continue under this theme of, towards a successful marriage, what constitutes, and to give definition to that. Mm-hmm. But last time we felt the necessity of looking at the foundation of a successful marriage, which may take us into, and did take us at that time, just some premarital issues and so on. And we felt constrained that we needed to build on this and to take it further. Mm-hmm. Certainly, we can always talk about it. You have been married now for 13 years, 2 times to the same man.
You've been married 30 years.
Yes, 1 time with the same woman. But that being what it is, there are people with more contemporary experiences of entering into marriage.
That's right.
And what better way than being able to interact with some of them as it relates to how their relationships that they had started and so on.
Yes.
So you were quite instrumental in bringing others to join us.
That's right.
Well, take it over and bring them into the studio.
All right. So now we'll welcome in the studio with us today is Janet. Thank you for coming. And Rachel.
Thanks for having us.
Good. So welcome to the program.
Yes.
Yes, Bishop.
So we are mindful that you were so brave to come into this context, because Natalie has set high standards of self-disclosure. Because let us remind ourselves, we've started out on this ministry to address practical things. As in Natalie's words, this is not trying to establish some kind of encyclopedia.
Exactly.
This is not trying to come and speak to even deeply research matters at all times.
That's right.
But to speak from a very experiential point of view.
That's right.
Right. So as you come, you are here because we are looking at foundation of relationships. Yes? Natalie, what better way than to ask them?
Yes.
Almost what may sound to be stupid, but have you ever been in a relationship? Who takes it first?
Well,
go ahead, Janet.
I have.
Yes.
I can remember the very first relationship that I entered into. And it was in high school.
High school.
High school. And I got a note.
Yes.
Will you be my girlfriend?
Will you? Okay. So presumably a young man wrote you a note asking you to be
His girlfriend. That he did.
Very well.
No, this was a young man that I particularly liked.
You had liked him.
Yes, and so I wrote back on it, yes, I will.
Wow. That sounds like you're prepared and ready to marry him right away, Janet.
If it was allowed, I would have considered it.
Yes, look at that. And it blossomed into some kind of friendship.
For 3 months.
For 3 months.
How good all of 3 months.
All of 3 months. Well, it would be very interesting to find out what brought about the termination of that relationship. But yours started out, let us know some of the things like, one, in a traditional way where it was a man who took the initiative.
That's right. Yeah.
And two, that there was a little bit of formality to it. He wrote you, perhaps a shy guy, whatever, but he took the initiative.
Yes, he
and
did.
And so you endured a 3-month relationship in high school with this first love of yours, eh?
Yes.
All right, let's see how consistent is the experience with Rachel over here. You did say you've had a relationship before, Rachel, eh?
I would say yes. I don't know how good of a relationship I should term them to be, but unfortunately, I did not have the experience as Janet where she got a note asking to be my girlfriend. It was more a case of boy meets girl or girl meets boy or girl sees guy.
Yeah.
And, you think that you like this person for whatever reason, probably not even good reasons, but you think you like this person. And, after a couple of conversations and talking,
Yes.
I get it in my head that, we're in a relationship now and, this is my boyfriend, I'm his girlfriend. But the truth be told, really nothing of the sort, in terms of a serious relationship or what would be considered a relationship. So maybe it was just in my mind that I'm in a relationship. And that's where it was.
Yes.
And I guess time proved that to be so because it wasn't, it wasn't a relationship in itself. It was just, you like somebody and that's it. There was nothing that constitute what would make a relationship.
Okay. So it just occurred.
It just occurred. It just occurred that you move with the flow, you move with the just go with the wind, right? And needless to say, it certainly never ended up in a good place. The wind never took me somewhere good.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So help me to understand, in your time, which may not be so remotely past, was it quite all right for a female to approach a male about a relationship, or this was post your time?
Remember that I'm quite young, Pa. So that that time would not be so remote as you speak. But I think I'm still a very traditional person.
You are still traditional?
Yes, so it wasn't...
So sorry. So you are saying even right now, you would not be prepared to approach a man, irrespective of how handsome, six-pack, have it pat right down. You would not be prepared to approach him because you are traditional. Is that what you're saying to us?
Well, never say never.
Never say.
Never say never.
Has changed.
Never say never, right? So I'm not going to say never, but I would not be so easily inclined to do so. But how you make that sound a while ago, it sound too good to pass by.
Too good to pass by. You'd have to put in a word or two.
I would have to put in a word or two, or make myself be seen.
Well, John, what do you say about you? You're traditional too?
Yes, to some extent.
Yes.
I really anticipate, if I may use that word, the man coming over to me, no matter how I see him and he looks good and all of that. I believe, probably unfortunately, that it is the man who should initiate. And, Rev, because of that, I can remember a relationship that I had passed. The man didn't write me a note on this occasion.
Right.
He talked to me. Yes, he approached me and he complimented me, and he told me that he would not mind being in a relationship. And I started questioning him. I asked him, what do you think is a relationship and all of that? And what do you mean? What kind of a relationship and to what end and all of that? And I tell you, Rev, the man said all the right things. And before I know it, I never said yes. As I wrote back on that initial, write and say, yes, I will.
Yes.
I did not say yes, but I found myself in a relationship.
Look at that.
Yes.
With this latter one here?
Yes.
We will have to look into that a little more, Natalie.
Yes.
But Natalie, you bring
Yes.
some contemporary perspectives because these people are traditional people about influenced by their socialization and the society that they need to be approached by a man. You talk about things, Natalie, in terms of relationship with young people and now, and perhaps even your time. Tell us your take on
Right,
it.
and the truth is, I am maybe from Janet
era.
and Rachel's era.
Yeah.
And as I said in previous series, that I approached my now husband.
Yeah.
Of course, we knew each other from before,
Yes.
but he never at any point asked for my number.
Yeah.
So when I said that I approached him, I knew that there was some, maybe interest on his part, but maybe he was just shy or apprehensive. Some man don't even know how to ask for your number.
Yes.
But I think I am more bold.
Yeah.
So I was the one who said, "Hey, call me.
Right.
Call me."
Ah.
And I gave him the number, and to be honest, by the time I reached home, I got a phone call.
Look at that.
So the man was very much interested,
Yes.
but he was shy.
Right.
So he just didn't say anything. And we're married now, 13 years.
So it is instructive then to people like our guest here and others that if you see something and you know something,
Right.
say something.
Say something. Because you could very well be passing on something very good.
Yes.
Yes.
Ah, there you go.
What? So what happened to that? Mean all the shy guys them get left?
There you
Because
go. There you go.
the society says that there is a prescribed way
Yes.
for a relationship to start.
Right.
I mean,
Now remember we are talking ultimately overall thrust of this, series is about maintaining, successful marriage, but we're talking about the foundation, how a relationship commences and, how it grows from there. So let us talk as much as you have interacted with young people and other persons in terms of how we get into how relationships are formed. We hear about the note being written. We hear about telephone number being given. We hear about just boys and girls linking up on something start. Now, in this time, because we don't want to dwell too much historically, in this time, what are the ways in which people come into relationship? Is multiple ways? Let's talk a bit about this time. What are you finding in your own experience?
Well, I think in this time, for the most part, it has not really changed so much. It is still a case of, I find it's still a case of you seeing a guy or you're meeting a guy from wherever, however it comes about, right? It can, you socialize with people with different settings. Maybe somebody that you meet through a work setting, maybe somebody that you meet through socializing, going out with friends or otherwise. Maybe it's somebody that you meet at church if you go to church. So it is really actually interacting with that person. For whatever reason, something attracts you. For whatever reason, something catches your eye. Personally, for me, it's going to have to be. It generally starts out with some kind of conversation, right? The guy has to grab me in some kind of way with that. It must be somebody who can hold a conversation.
Yes.
Right? And then, yes, if you have that, then you know that you kind of.
There's an opening.
There's an opening.
All right.
There's an opening.
So different things will appeal to different
people.
But let us look as we are mindful of some of the non-traditional ways. Yes? Do we still have persons like, my friends, I am introducing you to my friends, if you understand what I'm saying. So this girlfriend of yours knows her boyfriend friends, and they make introductions and links and you meet there. Let alone are there ways of, overseas especially. That is becoming fast and attractive era over time anyhow, where somebody tend to gravitate more because an overseas prospect is there. We have to talk about these things, Natalie.
Yes, these things are important.
Yes, especially so the men who are being sought after to go overseas because men are short, they say, overseas. Look at that. We want to talk too about the dating sites. Isn't this it's not so novel, but this is something that post our time where people now go on dating sites to find a mate. Natalie, you have ever sought for a mate on the dating site?
Yes, I think I did that. When Mark and I separated, I went on a dating site, but I never found anybody.
You never found anybody? No. No.
Maybe I just never pursued it.
You never pursued this.
I remember signing up.
Yeah. So you go on the site and you sign up and give your vital statistics and all those kind of details. And, well, let's come over and talk to our guests here because they say they're not so, old. They are young people. So your take on the dating site. John, you have ever been on a dating site?
Actually, yes, I did. Yes. I did try it on one occasion.
You're so modest, I don't know. But, I see these people in church all along and thought these people were so saintly and so on. But help me to understand. Yeah, firstly, you wanted a man.
Yes, I did.
You wanted a man.
If it calms your heart, though, Rev, it was before I came into the church.
Qualification. Yes.
But I was... at a stage in my life where I was thinking, I want to meet somebody. And I wasn't really pleased with who I was seeing around me. I felt as if I wanted something new and different. I wanted a different kind of experience. And so I decided that I was going to join this dating site, and join I did.
You did. But when you say a new kind of experience, you want an Italian talking man, or what was a different kind of experience you're talking about?
Not necessarily, but I wanted something more than the red blouse.
Yes.
Miss.
Yes.
Oh, go on. Something like you.
All right.
Yeah, I wanted something different from that.
So I bet you never went on a dating site that was confined to Jamaica.
Well, that is true. There was none. I couldn't find any.
Wow. Well, let us hear what Miss Lady here have to say. Have you ever been on a dating site?
Okay, to be honest, I don't know if I should say I've been on a dating site like that. Right? All right, two things. So, there are a lot of dating sites that are going around, and it has become very popular, right? Now, unlike Janet, who is going to qualify, who is going to steal your heart by saying that it was before she came into the church.
Yes.
I was already in the church.
You were in the church?
Yes, I was in the church.
And you wanted a man?
And I wanted a man. And I want a man.
You still want a man?
I still want a man.
Right, okay, we'll come back to this still.
Yes. But to be honest, I started on the side. So they ask you what you're looking for in a what are the things that you like, things about you, and I did all of that. I never paid the money.
No,
I didn't go so far. But guess what?
Money is required to be paid.
Yes.
What you're saying to me?
Yeah, money is required to be paid, so I didn't pay the money. But a part of it, I think, is that the truth is that the church holding me back.
The church is holding you back.
Yeah, the church are holding me back, because then I start to think now about, boy, this thing not really so Christian, and if the Lord did really want me to find somebody, would I find somebody? But I realized the church teachings that hold me back.
Well,
so I'm rethinking it, really.
We're going to come back on that point. We're not leaving it. But let us speak to, if indeed there is such a thing as a church holding back persons who think that they can find a mate On a dating
this
site.
current site.
But are you saying that it's written in the bylaws? Are you saying that these are things that the church leadership stipulate? Thou shalt not find a mate on a date site?
'Cause I don't know of that.
Or is it that they will ask you, how did you meet this man? And then you have to say it's a dating site and you feel
Exactly.
Yeah, tell me.
Right. So
Exactly.
it is not said outrightly, right? I just think that it is kind of frowned upon.
Yes.
Right? But the truth is that every person have to make a decision that I see it work. To be honest, I have seen Christian people doing that work for them.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't know how the relationship is going, but I know them find somebody.
Oh, they have found somebody.
Yeah, they find somebody. So sometimes it does make you wonder if this should not be a viable option,
Yes.
especially as you look at
Yes.
the whole situation of, the church and finding a Christian. Well, I'm speaking from a female perspective,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
finding a Christian man, you
Yes.
understand? It's kind of limited,
Yes.
right? But especially in my church that I attend.
Yes.
But then, I'm wondering if this should be something that should be looked on as a viable option in forming a relationship.
Yes.
So it is not that there's a law in the church that says you can't, but I think it is frowned upon. And then,
Yes, I agree.
it puts
Bishop.
pressure on you.
Yeah, I would just want to add to that too. I totally agree with her. It's not, you are very apprehensive when you go on these sites because you are thinking, oh my goodness, what are people going to say? So I think even though there's no law, whether in the church or in the society preventing us, and the truth is we should all recognize that this is what globalization is about.
Right.
This is the internet has opened us up for opportunities.
Right.
And the opportunities include finding a mate. Online, if that is a viable option, and that is something we should look at, and not feeling like if somebody asks me, because if somebody asks me how you met your husband, yes, I would be very apprehensive to tell them if I had met him online, to say I met him online.
Yes.
But should people really be feeling like that?
There you go. So let us use this opportunity then to rubbish the argument that meeting somebody online is also wrong. Right? People meet people online for different businesses, as you rightly said, in this day and age of globalization. So there needs to be less tension about this, whether it is a note was sent, whether it is that you met on the bus, on the train, on the plane, somebody recommend. I believe firmly that we need to take a position and put it out there clearly that you may meet somebody just about anyhow, and that does not make it wrong.
Exactly.
So I think we established some foundational stuff here.
Okay.
So I think the next phase though is really what happens after the meeting.
Yes.
Looking out for red flags. How fast are you able to go? What should you be involved in, and how early thereafter? These are some of the things that I believe that we need to explore.
Yes, that's right.
And I think there are some things that cuts across, whether it is that you meet, at a church function, or you meet at a workplace, that you need to look into. So communication, which is a big thing we're going to look at in subsequent episodes, but you're here now talking with the person who you have an interest in.
Yes.
All right? What are the expectations in the initial phase and stage of the relationship? How far do we take this? What are we saying about that?
Well, actually, Rev, for me, I like a man who shows that he's a man.
What does that mean? I'm going to ask you.
Means, Rev, that... okay, so for me, I believe that a man ought to lead, especially in certain regards. I also like somebody who can engage me in a good conversation.
Okay.
And so,
So you have a conversational appetite.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I cannot imagine talking to somebody about a particular topic, and the only thing the person has to say is, okay.
Right.
No, I want to feel as if the person really understands what is really going on, what it is that I'm saying, or even if it's not a topic that is what do you call it? No, it's not a news topic per se.
Right.
So I want to understand, because I believe that it is through conversations that you really learn a lot of times, or learn some things about the person. So I want somebody to engage me. I also want somebody who can actually lead in that regard. Yes. Because really, Rev, I'm a strong person, I've been told. But I want somebody stronger than me.
I see what you're saying.
So I would tend to look for those kind of qualities as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But those invariably might be manifested down the road as you meet, you set up your times of meeting. Don't know how. Let me establish this for good conversational purposes. We talk about dating now, because you have met somebody. In our context, what is dating and when does it start?
That's a good one.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm saying, help me to understand. When is it that you actually start dating the person from where you sit?
Well, what is dating? Dating is spending time with somebody, getting to know them.
Okay.
Right? And for me, it actually starts from you. For me, it starts when you meet the person and decide that, yes, you would like to get to know this person better.
Okay. So then, am I to understand then it is acceptable for one person to be dating several persons at the same time?
If it's acceptable.
Yes. Is it all right?
By whose standard?
By church standard, by the society standard. If dating is about, getting to know, do I get to know them one by one, or I can know them three by three? That is what I'd like to understand. We are talking about practical things for the people to understand. Is that where we're going?
Yes.
Yes. Practical things.
Practical things.
Yeah.
Right. So you date somebody one by one? We want to be practical. There are people who are there waiting on you to tell them. It may, I suppose. I said we'll bring the male counterpart to the conversation at some point, because the sensitivity is there, where for a female to say date them 3 by 3, it has seemingly implications as it relates to your morality. But kind of less sensitive when a man may say that, I imagine. Yes? Or perhaps the women have a kind of fixation that you can only zero on one thing. You can't multitask in those areas very easily.
In those areas, we're not so good at multitasking
but
as women.
I think it depends, though, on, like we said, dating, but dating in what sense and in whose eyes? That's the point.
We'll have to continue this one.
Yes.
Going forward, because we are serious about laying a proper foundation for a successful marriage.
Yes.
Until next time.
Yes.
I am your host, Donald McFarlane. I want to thank our sponsor, Mattox Health and Fitness, and our producer, George Walker.
Malcolm
Perhaps we need to have George on one of the other programs
Yes,
on
and
the
he's a
male
young
side.
man too.
Yes, but want to thank these persons. And Natalie, you want to tell us
I
how
want you
we...
to also continue to follow us on all our social media platforms. We enjoy the comments. Right. Remember to like us on Facebook at New Foundation Christian Ministries. Follow us on Instagram at NFCM Official. And on YouTube, remember we're at New Foundation Christian Ministry. Remember to subscribe. Press the bell. Thank you.
If I even take it further by just holding your hand and walking in the park in
Oh,
the late
dear.
evening, it starts sending signals
Ready
and,
for marriage.
and shivers and
Long
so
time.
on.
Ready
Yes,
for marriage.
right,
This is my husband.
right. But then it's not at that stage yet. You know, it's like prematurely
Says who
happening.
though? Says who?
By all accounts.